Are you from the trenches?
Am I from the trenches?
You gotta think.
What the hell? Why you gotta
Because
think?
it's a yes or no question, y'all.
Yeah, it's a yes
My
or no.
life is difficult.
Okay, talk to me. Before you answer, tell me why it's difficult.
Alright, so I was raised with my grandma.
Mm-hmm.
I lived with my grandma. She had a great house,
Mm-hmm.
but in a bad area.
That boy trying to manipulate the line to
If
test.
anybody knows Terra Boulevard, Flint River,
Okay.
Clayco, that's where I'm from.
Really out here on the game. Moving like that. NBA game.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and this hoe ass nigga stay getting put on blast. He was asked a yes or no question. I can answer it for him. No, he is not from the trenches. I've been in Atlanta 26 years, right? And I grew up on the west side, Tiger Flowers and Dixie Hills to be exact, near Simpson Road. This nigga is nowhere near the trenches, the hood, projects, or nothing. He didn't grow up in any project. He didn't grow up in any fucking rough hood. He talking about Terra Boulevard. That is not Atlanta. Terra Boulevard, that is Clayco County. He right on that shit. That is another county. That's another city. He from actually where his dad from. Riverdale Road, nigga from Riverdale, Georgia. Now T.I. actually is from Riverdale, but he put in work in Atlanta. Used to be in the city. I remember when I moved down here, these two light-skinned bitches in my class used to call that nigga Tip or Clifford. They literally was like, "Hey, shawty, hey, you heard my partner in them Clifford, his mixtape?" I said, "Who the fuck is a?" They call him Tip. That's what they used to call him, Clifford. Motherfuckers that knew him called him Clifford. And I was on the west side. I listened to an early mixtape, some songs he had actually made. He was dope then, and T.I. is one of my favorite down south rappers. If you ask me, he's the greatest of all time in the South. Fuck Andre 3000. That nigga don't got a catalog. So, yeah. His son is fraudulent though. But this is to be expected by a lot of rap niggas and their kids. They came from the struggle. A lot of us from the 80s and 90s and early 2000s, we came from the struggle. A lot of you niggas, after 2010, y'all pussy. You know what I'm saying? A lot of you, actually, I'll go as further as 2000. In the last 25 years, you niggas is baby shit. And there's nothing wrong with having a silver spoon shoved up your ass or growing up in an affluent neighborhood or even an upper class neighborhood. But let's stop the cap. Everybody want to be hood because niggas feel like it's a badge of honor. As a nigga that come from the hood, it's not a badge of honor. I didn't garner shit from it. It makes it easy to navigate getting drugs in the streets. However, you do shit with street cred as you get older. It's not like I want motherfucking Amex credit. I don't want no goddamn street cred. Street cred, if you make it long enough, you don't snitch, it helps you navigate back into the street. People know that you trustworthy and not to be fucked with. When you won't roll over a rat on nobody. But other than that, like after the age of 40, you can't really sell drugs. If you do, you look fucking ridiculous. I don't know any niggas that's in their 40s that's scammers. Then again, I don't know Nigerian niggas, so then there's that. But yeah, it's not a badge of honor. He just feels he's working with a lack of security of his manhood. I have reason to believe, and I've told this story multiple times on this podcast, he reminds me of this chick I used to fuck with, her son. Nigga asked me, I was renting out her basement because she had a mini mansion, and she rented out her basement to me, which was pretty big. And the nigga, he shared a room in the basement. It was a 2-bedroom basement with a workout station area and a kitchen. He shared one room, I shared the other room on the other side. One day I was cooking. This nigga walked up to me and asked me if I knew where I can get some coke. I think it was like 2020. I hadn't sold drugs in 10 years, bro. I told him I don't know where the fuck I know where you can get coke from. I actually know people. I wasn't gonna point him in a direction. And not after he had told me a couple times he got robbed up the street from the store. Now, This nigga lived in Stone Mountain. So yeah, like if you got robbed in Stone Mountain, you ain't built for war. And I didn't want to be the causation of her getting, or her son being put on a t-shirt. So I told him, I said, yo, I did the only thing a real nigga could do. I said, yo, what are you good at doing? He said, I'm good at doing artwork and painting. I told that nigga, I said, yo, then you might want to try to sell your artwork, paint some paintings, make some rounds, yada yada yada. He said, yeah, that shit is hard, I don't make no money, and I'm an artist, I paint. So I understood it's not an easy like hustle. So I told him, I said, what else you do? He said, well, I make these shoes, and you know what I'm saying, I got this clothing line, this apparel line, and I make these shoes with these strobe lights on them, these shirts with these little iron-ons. I put them onto some velvet, vinyl cutouts that he could steam press onto his shirts. Niggas started making sweater vests and t-shirts and cool little jackets and shit with his logo on the back. Strobe light tennis shoes that he bought a bunch of like no-name shoes from AliExpress. You could buy them shits for the cheap ski and then resell them for like $20. You done made your money back 10 times. So he started doing that. I told him, I said, yo, why you wanted to sell drugs any damn way? He said, yo, because I be hearing stories that my dad be telling and my uncle, and niggas be telling some tough stories. I say, yo, first of all, that don't make you more of a man. If you ever knew a nigga that sold drugs or did shit in the streets, robbed people, scam, all that don't make you a better man. Doesn't make you a tougher nigga. If anything, most of them niggas aren't trying to learn a new skill. Most of those niggas is doing shit the easy way. As a man, you don't want to do shit anything that's easy. What they say, if anything that's easily come ain't worth anything. So you got to work on skills. It take time. I told him, and I led him in the direction of actually working his skills so that he could actually, as he get older, he can always do that shit. You can't always sell drugs. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could, but you run the risk of going to prison or getting shot 27 times or getting murdered. And like, it's just not the lick. So yeah, this little stupid motherfucker, he feels like using that he's from the trenches gives him more of a security in his manhood. You know what I'm saying? Even he had to stop himself, because even he knows that he full of shit. My man asked him like, yo, you don't know? He said, well, it's a yes or no question, to which you should be able to answer a yes or no question, yes or no. Having to think about shit means that you're trying to look for a bullshit explanation. And everybody knows, like, we didn't need him to confirm that he's not from the streets. We know he's not. Most people, if you're older than the age of 35, you know his father's catalog, story, timeline, and his history. I'm a hip hop fan, saying if you dope in hip hop, I know about you. There's not really too much that you can say if you come from a legend in the game. You can't make up. We know you not built like that. Like, especially if your dad like went platinum and shit. He was making millions of dollars. Why the fuck would you be from that? If you from that and your dad made that much money, your dad a jackass or you a jackass. When I see people like Marcus Jordan, Michael Jordan's son, he a jackass. Lil Boosie kid, Tootie, he's stupid. Who else that's the son of a high profile person? Hell, Gilly's kid. Well, I don't know him. He got murdered because he was still playing the streets and his dad was a famous rapper. Even if he didn't make millions upon millions of dollars, he had the networking capabilities to put you on play with some music. Fuck you in the streets of Philly, you know what I'm saying, run the streets. Shit never made sense to me. Shit was dumb. Like, all the niggas that try to gang bang after the age of 20 is retards. Chris Brown, Soulja Boy, all these niggas that claim they gang bang, and I know it's gonna be some hoe ass niggas out there talking about Tupac was a gang member. He actually wasn't. He said MOB. He said that stand for money over bitches. It did not stand for members of Bloods. He was an MOB Pyro. So before y'all start with that bullshit. But yeah, this nigga is a cap master. He next to Fat Joe. He be telling all types of cap. Like, bro, you can fool the kids, but you can't fool niggas that live. In any event, if y'all like this episode, you know what to do, and I'm out.